Welcome to Monday Night Live, the weekly training that guides professionals to financial prosperity. Join our community and let's start building your wealth.
All right, continuing with the theme of getting transactions now, I have a lot of notes to go over with you from um, the EXP conference. But before I do, a couple of things I want to go over just briefly. So what I'm going to go over now having to do with your
Did I tell you my
website will be
car
considered
dilemma?
a level.
Car dilemma? Yeah.
I mean, I've got to mute
Freaking
somebody. Hang on one
Toyotas, the
second.
new Toyota Siennas that I wanted to buy.
Okay, there it was. I was Jeff. I had to mute you. Sorry, buddy. Any case, when it comes to your website, it's obviously very important that you keep your website up to date and have on there features and functions that people want. But right now, the way the market is, I would say that would be a secondary activity. A primary activity would be direct communication with your sphere. But having said that, I want to go over this because it's been on my to-do list for a while. And I should definitely take notes on this and put it on your to-do list for something you do, once you get a transaction under your belt or a listing. So on your website, and this is going to be there automatically anyways, you should have access to your what EXP offers when it comes to allowing consumers to search for properties. It's a property search page already formatted and everything. Everybody has that. And if you're not with the team, you're not on EXP, your brokers, what they give you with the website that your brokers gives you, they should also have that. I've taught agents from all the major brokerages and all over the country, and I've yet to find one that didn't provide some type of website for their agents, unless they were in a small independent company. They just didn't have the budget for that kind of stuff. Also, but really what you want to do is put your own listings on there, as well as listings from your team members. Okay. So this goes back to what we started doing at the team level. When you do have a listing, put it on the workplace page, because Sugar will take that, get it ready for Ryan, help populate across all of our footprints, all over social media. And it'll go out to the world as well as what EXP already does for you. Okay. So make sure you do that. If you put the listing out there on the GIA workplace page, we'll take it and get it out to the world for you, in addition to what you're already doing and what you're getting from EXP. Also, another good thing to have on your page is to have reviews and testimonials. Okay. Now, years ago, I didn't have any because I didn't ask for them, but we started asking for them. So when you have a client, whether it's a new buyer client or a new listing, you don't wait till the closing to ask for the referral or the testimonial. What you do is you do it when they first begin to work with you. That's when their excitement level is the highest. That's when they're the happiest. They'll give you the best review at the beginning of the relationship. So ask for those testimonials. Okay. Let's see. You definitely want a mortgage calculator. There's dozens of them out there. What I would recommend you do is, if you're working with a banker, whoever your favorite lender is, ask them for a mortgage calculator that you can put on your website. Okay. It's usually a widget. You just take the HTML code that they give you and you plug it into your website. What we can do, guys, is down the road, maybe in January or February, I can have Ryan or Paul teach a class for us. All right. To go over setting up your website, real basic, simple stuff. But right now, I just want to take notes on this. You should also have information on buying homes and information on selling homes on your website. Now, if you remember, I'm going to go to the team website, and show you where you can get some of this information. Let's bring up a new. Here we go. So let's give this a second to load up here. I'm going to show you where on our site you can get information that we already have for you to use.
Andrews.
One of them is a public domain book, okay, that you can copy. You can actually edit to put your name in it. You have to give a citation where you got the source information. So if you go into books, right here on the website, you scroll down here. These are the books that I wrote, the premier books. Those you're allowed to share with your clients. They're all investor related. You can do that. Okay, the ones over here under members ebooks, all right, if you click on any of these, let's see here, reasons why now is a great time to buy a home, real estate investing, everything you need to know, 8 steps to, that should be, I think, selling home, 8 steps to a home, the big book on this for sellers, the big book on buyers. So if you click on these, you can download them, okay, and use them in your marketing. So you could create a book. This is the actual book. You could put a cover on it, load it up to your website for your website viewers to download. Okay. Everybody with me on this? In other words, you don't even have to write the book, guys. The book's already written. You put your own cover on it, put it on your website, let people download it. Okay. Now, when we give people something to download, what do we need in order for them to download it? What do we give them? What do they give us?
Their email.
Just shout it out. What's that?
Email and phone number.
Email, yeah, email information, yeah.
Name and email. Absolutely. Well, the easiest things you can do in marketing, get your free book here, provide name and email, and we'll send it to you. Send them a link for the download. Okay. Also on here, you should also provide some type of newsletter. Well, lucky us, we actually have newsletters on our website that we create. We call it the monthly profit booster. You can just copy these verbatim if you want, but it's going to have my name on it. What I suggest you do is you go into these, right? If you click on one, everything in here you can copy and paste. You can create your own newsletter. Just don't call it Bob's newsletter, right? Give it something creative, something a little bit intriguing, where they wonder, what is that? What's monthly profit booster? They're more likely to click on it when you do that. If you just say newsletter, there's a pretty good chance they're not even going to click on it because they get 7 newsletter emails every single day. Don't call it newsletter, call it something else. So their subconscious mind saying, click on this, find out what it is. Everybody, does that make sense, guys? Show of hands or type in the chat box. MS for makes sense. If this makes sense. Okay. And I appreciate you doing that. But in here, all kinds of content you can use, right? Look at that one. Holy smokes. Any case, see, this isn't something I wrote, but look, my name's on it. Okay. You can do the same thing. Copy it, paste it, and put your name on it. Unleashing potential in micro cap investments, excuse me. Okay. I think that was a, oh, that's some real estate news. Let's see. Podcast is in there, 12 tips by designers for creating your own backyard vacation. This is stuff that people, it's interesting. And of course, it's timely because you've got some Halloween stuff in there. So in any case, there is your newsletter information. You got books, you got newsletter. You definitely want to have pictures. Every time you sell a home or get a home listed, take a picture of you and the client in front of the home every single time. Okay. And put those on your website. Also, and I've mentioned this before a couple of times in the last few weeks, is make sure you're touring properties. Okay. Make sure you're going to visit properties, do them in time frames when nobody's going to be there, like the middle of the week and middle of the day when most people are at work and not looking at homes. So you can go into a home, just tell the other realtor you're touring a home for your clients and video record it. You don't provide the address, you don't provide any names, you just show the video on your YouTube channel, which is free, and you can put that YouTube link on your website. Okay. Now there's also a list of videos that you can record. Actually, I should have kept my screen share on there. Hang on one second. Paul gave me this. Let me see if I can find it. Oops, documents. It's a list of short videos you can create. Okay. And I've actually already created a bunch of them that they're going to be editing and putting out on the online. But I'm going to show you the list here. And Beverly, can you put the list of short video ideas that Paul gave me and put that in the email tomorrow to the participants in class tonight. Here it is, shorts one. Let me go back to share here. Share. Let's expand this. Okay. These all came from GPT, by the way. There's 20 ideas on that you can give consumers for just little videos, right? Do it yourself renovation ideas. Okay. Talk to people, give them some guidance about the home buying process. Okay. Those are the 20 videos that you want. Down here, you really don't need this. This is stuff I did for people looking to build teams outside of our team. I mean, you guys, there's people on the team building teams, guys, and if you want to do that, you need to let me know. But so Bev, just do the top 20 list, okay? And I think that is it. Oh, you have to ask for the business, right? You have to have a call to action. So on your website, you have a search of properties, right? Anytime somebody uses that search, you get notified. You should email them, call them, text them. You also have a page automatically from your website that you get, right, from EXP, a way for people to get a free home evaluation. So those are called calls to action. Getting a free book is a call to action, right? So all those things lead up to you getting contact information from people and getting leads, right? We did that in 12 minutes. That was pretty good. I want to go over the EXP con notes now, but before I do, I just want to let you guys catch your breath and rest your hands for a second and ask any questions that you might have. Okay. So if you have questions, now will be a good time before we jump into the big meat and potatoes. That was the appetizer. Meat and potatoes is coming up. Lisa's smiling. I guess you love my euphemisms. I'm all about food, guys. You know, you just feed me, I'll love you till the day I die. That's really how it works with me. So, okay, no questions? You can unmute yourself if you want, guys. Remember, this was an open forum. And for the guest, if we have any guests on, let me go back to the participants. So let me see, do we have any guests? We do. Renor, is it Renor or Renoir? Renoir generally has an I in there, but I just want to make sure I got the pronunciation correct, excuse me. So if you can let me know that, guys, that would be awesome. You can type it in the chat box if you don't want to speak. Let me know that I got Renora correct. That'd be great. And Norma, welcome aboard. Kevin, always good to see you. Let's see here. Anybody else that I can see over here as a guest? I think that's it. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Yep. Okay. All right, let's get going here, guys. Let me check the chat box real quick. Those are the MS for making sense. Okay, so Brittany, if you could monitor the chat box for me, that would be great. So guys, these are the notes from EXP, and ironically, Anna Galumian's on. Anna was at the conference with me with Shastine. And some of this that I'm going to go over, Anna has actually done. All right, so I'm just go over this in order. On KV Core, there are some very easy campaigns you can set up for happy birthday and happy anniversary. Anniversary may be the anniversary they bought their last home with you, or the anniversary of the date they sold their last home. It's not necessarily the wedding anniversary. It could be if you want to go that route, but we always use birthdays and anniversaries of when they last bought or sold the property. Okay. In KV Core, these are automated. You don't have to create them. You go into the marketplace and locate them, and they're automated. And I'm going to say this, probably this is the fourth time I've said this in the last month. I'm not trying to be smart. I'm just telling you it's that important to repeat it again, is if you're not doing anything at all with KV Core, if you just did this one thing, which is turn on the market update, okay? It's a campaign in KV Core. It connects to your MLS. And for everybody you select in your contact list to receive the market update, which should be everybody, right? It'll give them a market update for their area. Does anyone here on the call use market update from KV Core? the monthly automated versions. Anybody do that?
Yeah,
Anna,
just
would
not
you
to the
mind?
extent.
And Lisa too. Yeah. Would you mind, Lisa, if you wouldn't mind, can you give us a quick rundown on that? The market update, does it cost anything? Is it hard to set up? What's the steps involved, you know?
No, it was really easy. I just went through my database and selected people, double checked to make sure what their area was, hashtagged their area, make sure that that was all done. And then I just selected market update and then monthly. And so they all get it. It's
Yeah.
easy. It's a little time consuming if you do it one by one, but you can do it by group.
Yeah. So it's already in place. You don't have to create the campaign. You don't have to pay for it. It's already there, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And guys, this is the stuff that works. So what I want to do now is, ironically, Ann and I had the last one-on-one I had today. Well, second to the last one-on-one was Anna, and Anna was telling me she goes to the marketing center and has certain campaigns. Anna, would you mind unmuting yourself? Would you mind chiming in? Is there anything in addition to what Lisa's using that you're using?
Yeah, absolutely. So prior to joining EXP, I was actually at a different brokerage that was using KV Core, and I did not really set up KV Core as early as I should have because I didn't pay as much importance to it. At the time, business was just flowing in like crazy, and I just barely dodged the bullet of every single transaction that was coming my way. That was around COVID. Well, I set up KV Core around like year 2 of practice. I realized how essential it is to actually have a system because I realized I was losing so many people that I could have kept had I had a system in place. And so I realized the key to developing that system was KV Core. So I ended up taking a deeper dive into KV Core, learning the system, familiarizing myself with everything it had to offer. I started designing smart campaigns. Truth be told, I didn't have much time, so I hired someone and they installed a bunch of smart campaigns that I had them work on. It was scripted by me, and it was, aligned with the types of businesses that I wanted to cater to. So I have campaigns for FISBOs, for example. I have campaigns for expireds, for post-close clients, campaigns for my sphere, campaigns for inactive leads or leads that have gone stale. So I have a bunch of campaigns loaded on there, and that, I would say, in my opinion, was the most instrumental thing that I could have done to activate my database, because right now on autopilot for the last 5 months while I was battling my personal life, people were actually interacting with me on KV4. I had people writing back to me as a response to the smart campaigns that were being initiated. So I had people responding to like my expireds, for example, my FISBOs. I decided to switch to a Zudilio campaign for email. So they're responding to that, saying, hey, I'd like to get, a home valuation report, or I'd like to get cash offers. I'm having a lot of responses through the smart campaigns. That, I would say, is the first step that anyone should consider taking with KV Core after you've already initiated the upload and import of all the contacts. Then I do the market reports for everyone that I want to have my thumbs on. So market reports I actually offer to them, and that is honestly, it's a big value to people, because even those that you're trying to cold call, when you're like, hey, or people that have no desire to proceed forward at this point, you just offer to them, hey, I have a list of market updates that my office prepares for those that want to be kept apprised of what's happening in the market. It's been highly demanded or highly requested by neighbors within your community. Would you be interested in being added to that list, or would you like to be added to the list? Oh yeah, absolutely. I've never received a no in response to getting a market report sent to them. Never. They can say, no, I'm not ready for a listing presentation, but no one said, no, I don't care to receive market updates. So that's a really, really good way to keep refreshing your name in that person's inbox, because they keep getting this consistently from you. For my active buyers, I do weekly market reports. For the more passive buyers or absentee owners that just want to keep their thumbs on the market, I can do a little bit less frequent. I like that KV Core gives you that option to customize. And then another thing I'm considering doing, I haven't done yet, is integrating things.io onto KV Core, which would send handwritten notes to your database. So you can characterize by hashtags or by lead type, and you can have things.io send whatever it is you want them to be sent. Like, for example, your past clients, you can initiate handwritten greeting cards to go out directly from things.io, and you don't have to remember anyone's birthdays, anyone's anniversaries, or anything else. But it looks as if you're actually making an effort without you actually making an effort. And then they also have campaigns for expireds and FISBOs as well, where they can actually send handwritten cards or letters directly to those sellers that go, anywhere from, hey, I know why your home didn't sell. And that prompts the curiosity of them calling you back. So there's so many ways that you can actually customize and implement systems for your business. Really, really, truly, if there's anything that you can do during your downtime to optimize your business and to develop systems, I really encourage everyone to give the database a try and to pay close attention to all the features it has to offer and to maximize it to fit your business. That's what I would recommend.
Thank you, Anna. Oh, Anna,
Yeah.
one more thing. So if you guys want to be really properly motivated and inspired, Anna, tell everybody how many transactions you have to still load up in the KV Core because you've been so busy.
Oh my God. Okay, so I have to upload 6 more, and I think 3 of those are double-sided. So intermediary transactions. We don't have dual agency in Texas, but intermediary.
Yep. Everybody give Anna a big hand, guys. She said 6 of them, and a couple of them are double enders.
I think that's more of a reflection of my inability to maximize time than anything else, Gary. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I was a bright young new agent on this Zoom call right now, and I was trying to figure out what I should do next, I would replay this webinar tomorrow and go through exactly what Lisa and Anna just said. And then go through to the point where Anna said, I've got 6 transactions to upload in the KV Core, and then get to it. Turn on those campaigns in KV Core. So you have to give people something to respond to, right? Give them a reason to respond to you. And these campaigns do it. They're good. They're that good. Okay. Especially if you don't like picking up the phone and calling people, right? When they reach out to you, you've got a reason to call them back. That makes it so much easier, doesn't it? It's called reverse lead generating, by the way. Okay. Classic marketing. Well, it's not 101, 202. Marketing 202. Yep. For those who don't like the outbound call, you do the marketing that generates the sponsors to the marketing and giving you a reason to call them back. I'm going to challenge you guys, just like I did last week. If you haven't been making your calls since last week, okay? If you didn't make 100 a day and you didn't make 50 a day, you didn't make 10 a day, if you didn't even make 1 call a day, take the time that you would normally use to pick up the phone and call, go into the marketplace, right? KV Core Marketing Center, and look for those free campaigns and turn them. You don't turn them all on. With the market update, you just heard Anna say it. Absolutely, market update is the thing to do. And I'm gonna tell you, if you're not contacting everybody in your database with some level of regularity, you're really missing out on the greatest opportunity for production there is. Your database is your gold. It's absolutely, let me screen share again here. Okay. I'm going to go into the marketing tab on the website. Okay, so under the marketing tab, these are alphabetical order. But see this one here says building your database of contacts. If you're just absolutely stuck and you're like, Gary, I don't even know if I know 20 people. I said those exact words it'll be 22 years ago this January, when my instructor, John Zinsner, said to me, because I told him, I said, I only got 20 people, because I was new to the area. I just moved there and got a new job, and it was in IT. So I didn't get to see a lot of people. Okay. And he said, I guarantee you know between 200 and 300 people. And he was right. So this campaign right here, okay, I just pulled it up. It's called Building Your Database. If you click on it, I'm going to look at this first paragraph here just quickly. All right. Right off the bat, important in bold letters. This is the most important part of your business. In fact, it is your business. You will have to get past any reservations you have about contacting them because they are your friends or relatives. Believe me, you can't rely on them using you or even remembering that you're a real estate agent when it comes to them selling or buying a property. Nothing is more heartbreaking than somebody you love and know, like a family member or a friend, or worse yet, a neighbor, uses another agent to sell their house. Okay. It's downright embarrassing. And the reason it happens is we don't maintain front of mind presence. Okay. We have to maintain front of mind presence. And the only way to do that is doing the things that Lisa and Anna are doing. It's automated. It's totally free. Once you set it up, it runs on its own. And those people reach out to you. It makes it so much easier. Okay. And then continue here. More importantly, though, is the fact that I'm sure you would do a better job for your loved ones than some other agent. And remember this, it's not always who you know who may need to buy or sell, but rather who they know who may need to buy or sell, right? Some of the best agents I've known they're not afraid to remind everybody in their sphere, loved ones, neighbors, friends, relatives, what they do for a living. It comes up in almost every conversation, right? So in any case, I'm sure I'm beating that horse to death right there, but it's that important. I mean, it's absolutely, your database is your gold. 100% your database is your gold. And that technique, by the way, is so easy. Just Google white pages. You might even have an old copy of printed white pages laying around somewhere. If you don't, go to a local dentist's office, chiropractor's office, see if they have one. And if you haven't done this before, this is a great exercise. Take one letter per day. Do the A's tomorrow, do the B's on Wednesday, the C's on Thursdays, the D's on Friday, so forth for 26 days. I'll let you have 4 days off, right? One day a week off. That way it'll take you a full 30 days to do this. Do one letter per day. Go through the phone book. You're not looking for people you know, although that will likely happen. You're looking for names, because what's going to happen is, let me turn off the share here. You're going to go through the Andersons, the A's, like the Abbotts, right? The Addingtons. And you're going to remember, wait a second, I went to high school with a guy named Joe Addington. Or my first job, my boss was Nancy Atkinson. Okay. So all you do is you write those names down, or if you're better yet, put it in an Excel spreadsheet. Put these names in an Excel spreadsheet. Then who wants to guess the next thing you do? Once you have all these names from people you knew from 10 years ago, 20, 30 years ago, you have them on the list, like in an Excel spreadsheet. What should you do next? Let's do a quick quiz here. All you have is a name. That's all you have. What do you want to do next?
Upload.
Well, almost. Go online and Google their name, or go into Facebook and type their name in. See if you can find them. Contact them. If you're not friends with them on Facebook, do a friend request and say, I went to high school with you. And chances are, when they accept, all of a sudden you'll be able to see their contact information. Because some people hide their contact information if they're not friends with you. But if they're friends with you, they make their contact information available. Now you've got their email and their phone number, just like that. Okay. It's an exercise that takes time and energy, but it's an exercise that will pay you dividends when you get up to 200 to 300 people. And I'm living proof. This is before we had all these automated campaigns. We used to do it the hard way, but nowadays it's automated. The same exercise still works, no matter how 50 years from now, the exercise would still work. But in any case, your database is your gold, man. The people that know you best and love you best are the same ones that want to help you succeed the best. And then they're gonna have front of mind presence now. You're gonna have front of mind presence in their minds because you're giving the market update. And when you see them at Christmas and New Year's and Thanksgiving and Easter and Hanukkah and everywhere else, your kids' sporting events, graduations, you're going to see these people, right? Don't just see them once every 5 years. Let them see you every month with a market update, right? And when they go to work on Monday and somebody says, you know what, I just got a job transfer, I've got to go live in Philadelphia, right? Your friend or neighbor or relative is going to say, you need to call Eric Reisner. I know him well. He's a good realtor. He knows his stuff. He sends me valuable information every single month. He's the man you got to call. And that's how it works. That's one of the easiest low-hanging fruit activities you could ever engage in. And it works. Okay. Woo! I feel like I'm doing a lot of preaching tonight. But guys, this is the stuff that right now, remember I said last week, the way the market is we've got to get back to grassroots and guerrilla marketing efforts. You guys remember that? That's what this kind of stuff is. Okay. It's exactly what it is. All the marketing campaigns in the world will only work if you do these basic things. It's good old fashioned dribbling, passing, and shooting in basketball. Practice every single day, right? Any questions, guys? Any questions on this stuff? Remember, this is an open forum. This is for you. And so I want you to ask questions or if you have something to share, a good example of how something like this has worked for you in the past, please share it because the new folks need to hear these things. All right. If you're a veteran, remember what it was like when you were new. Okay. Hearing these real life stories inspires you to go out there and to take action and swing the bat. Okay, let's see here. The bottom line is you have to be consistent and persistent. Consistent and persistent. Hey,
Gary,
Beverly. Yes, ma'am. Hey, Brittany.
Michael has asked if we have any scripts that are effective for calling.
Yeah, if you go to, let me do my share screen again. And let's go back to the dashboard. Sorry, it's taking a while to load here. There we go. You want to click on GIA resources. This is where the scripts are. Okay. Remember, everything in here is alphabetical, top to bottom and left to right. So scripts being an S is going to be towards the bottom here on the right. If you click on scripts, in each one of these is a link to a page or an individual script. So there's all kinds of scripts here for everything you could possibly imagine. Cold calling scripts, cold calling for investors, circle prospecting scripts, buyer scripts, door knocking scripts, commission handlers. When somebody asks you to take a cut on your commission, this is how you politely ask for more money. Go the other direction, expired scripts, FSBO scripts, listing scripts, objection handling scripts, open house scripts. They're all in here. If I was you and you don't have these, I would click on each one of these. Okay. Click on it and look at it. It's a Word doc. You can download it. Okay. Download this, create a library on your own computer, or better yet, put it in Google Drive so you can access it on your phone. Okay. That way you always have these scripts at your disposal. What I did, I'm such a nerd, I actually got a 3-ring binder and I had all my scripts printed, and in the 3-ring binder, I had tabs that would tell me which this is buyer scripts, these are selling scripts, and I would keep that with me at all times in my car, always in my trunk. My trunk was a mess, but I had this kind of stuff in there. I had all my contracts and everything. And so when I was driving around, if I had time to spare, I would pull that out. I would just look at those things, right? Open houses were oftentimes basically an exercise and being alone for 3 hours. So I would I'd go through my scripts. I would use that time wisely. That's where all the scripts are. Okay. Right now, let me get back here. There's a who here has heard of KCM, Keeping Current Matters? Does anybody use them?
I used
Okay.
to subscribe to them. Yeah.
Yep. Well, the good news is I still do.
Subscribe to them too.
Yep. And the information that I get from them, remember the monthly profit booster, the team's newsletter? In there's one section it's the actual monthly update. It's a macro market. It's not a market update like you would give your clients for your locality. This is macro. This is overall real estate, what's happening statistically. That's in there. That's in every monthly newsletter. Bill and Charlotte actually are friends of mine, the people that run that. Bill's dad started that business years ago. And his son, Bill's dad used to travel online like I did, just till he ran out of gas. Bill, his son, took that business and put it online, right? And he called it Keeping Current Matters. He's from New York, but he actually lives in Richmond, Virginia. So if you want to look up Bill and Charlotte, I can't give you the last name, but online, but you can find them easily, right? In any case, we like that. It gives us great information. We've already paid for it, so you don't have to pay for it. Okay, we talked about creating videos before. As it turns out, there's a great library of videos in the marketing center in KV Core. I didn't even know that till the conference. There's a whole library of videos that you can use. Go in there and grab them, copy them, and use them right in the marketing center. Let's see here. We're actually doing pretty good, guys. I know I'm moving kind of fast, but let's see. Oh, they have new listing kits online on KV Core. Also, if you go into your back office, right? Let me go here. I'm going to show you this EXP Realty. Now, if anyone here is not on the GIA team, likely your broker has something like this. Okay. I mean, every broker should have like a marketing center for you that applies to everybody. We just happen to have our own marketing on our team in addition to what we get from the broker. Our marketing focuses mostly on investors, but you can use it for owner occupants too. In any case, if you go into your back office and you scroll down, okay, marketing and branding, right? There's your signs and logos and all that. Customizable marketing materials. There's brand and merchandise. I got my EXP t-shirt out there. Okay, there's the social media down there. So let's click on customizable marketing materials. Did you know that you can participate in class every Monday? We call it Monday Night Live, 7 p.m. Eastern, with me and dozens of other investor agents from around the country, in fact, the world. Every Monday, totally free. No selling, no recruiting, just straight up education on anything and everything in real estate. And we have a lot of good guests coming on once or twice a month, bringing in expertise on subjects like how to buy a house with crypto. Okay. How about them apples? What about AI? How's AI affecting our business? How about the metaverse, blockchain processing? We're already using it in title work. So come on to Monday Night Live, be ready to take notes and ask questions because it's live and engaging and you get to participate by asking questions and meeting others. So we'll see you there. Go to GaryRealEstateWithGaryWilson.com, click on the resource tab, drop down, and you'll see Monday Night Live. And in there, you can see one of the most recent classes. But more importantly, you can register for class as many as you want going up to like the end of the year, I believe. So in any case, do that. We'll see you on Monday Night Live. Look forward to meeting you in person. Take care. Right. Whoops. Sorry, I went too faster. Automated marketing packages, farm new neighborhoods, walled garden Facebook ads. How about that? Create your own listing kit. There you go. If you want to create your listing kit, that's where you go. It's everything's completely able to be copied. Everything you got. Kits, flyers for homes. So by the way, when you get a listing, all right, in KV Core is a place you can put in your listing number. And it will create a unique property site for your listing. All right, complete with QR code. You post that thing everywhere. Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. Okay. There's flyers, there's postcards, brochures, Facebook ads, social media posts. I mean, it's just a plethora of stuff that you can use. All right. There's your single property sites right there. You click on that, put in your listing number, get yourself a website. Presentations for different purposes, door hangers, letters and letterhead. Now, you guys know me. On our letters, we don't put a letterhead. We took it out years ago. Turns out we get higher response rates on that letter as a result. If I know people edit the letter, if you put a header in there, just be forewarned, you're going to get fewer responses if you put a letterhead on your letter. Okay. Any case, all kinds of good stuff in here, guys. Let's do a quick poll here. I just want to see. Yes.
Oh,
Yep, go
sorry,
ahead.
I didn't to interrupt. I was just gonna say, if you are trying to pull this up for your own listings, KV Core has recently started making this automated. So when you go into My Listings under the KV Core dashboard, it automatically gives you the entire marketing suite right there. So you don't even have to log into EXP Enterprise to get access to them. So you'll have access to all of your, it's called property listing assets. So they'll give you your door hangers, your flyers, your postcards, your website, all of that is in one place, directly on your KV Core dashboard without you having to log into Enterprise. It's pretty cool.
Awesome. Thanks, Anna. I appreciate that. There's other things you guys can do too. There's a noisy neighbor campaign. Not noisy, nosy neighbor. Everybody's like, noisy neighbor? Yeah. Most if you have tenants, but nosy neighbor campaign. We're a big fan of circle prospecting on our team. We like doing that. Well, something that I personally have not done is retargeting. What that means is if someone comes to your website, you capture their IP information and you follow them around the internet. And wherever there's a blank space, a little pop-up goes in there. Not a pop-up that's this disabling that screen, but you're filling in a blank space on that screen coming up. And it's just a little plug for you. Has anybody ever heard use retargeting before? Okay. Well, we have it available. You can do that too. Again, now that would be a level 3 activity. That's my 2 cents worth there. So right now we're working on primarily level 1 activity. By the way, I just want to give you a heads up here. There was a lot of AI being taught at the conference. I mean, it was just ridiculous, the sheer volume. I don't know if you guys can see this. Here. These are all individual AI tools that you can use, an entire page full. It was so hard and so fast. All I could do was just write down the names of these things. But Anna, if you don't mind, I wanted to tip them off on what you and I talked about earlier today. Is it okay if I give them the early breaking news?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So I asked Anna, I do this with anybody that has come to the conference with me. I started this back in the spring with Shastine. If there's something so Anna was at the conference and asked her, would you like to share what you learned at the conference with the team? And she said, yeah, what should I share? And I said, it's really anything you feel comfortable about. Or something more importantly that you're looking to pursue yourself, some technique, some strategy you're looking to develop yourself. So if you teach it, that will require you to learn it. One of the best ways to learn something is to teach it, right? So Anna agreed to teach for us. We don't have a date yet. I've still got to inform Beverly, and Beverly will do the scheduling. But AI, I mean, even just since when was let's see, that was May or June, early June was the shareholder conference. So early June, July, August, September, 4 months later, the volume of AI tools and strategies has increased probably 300%. And that's a conservative estimate. That's how fast that it's growing and becoming a larger part of almost everyday life, whether you see it or not, or aware of it. Chances are you're impacted by artificial intelligence throughout the day. It's almost a guarantee these days, right? The pictures that you're seeing, there's an AI tool that you can take a photo of yourself to create a business card with, and it'll do anything you want. It'll change the complexion, your hair, anything. You could eliminate wrinkles, whatever. It's crazy what these things can do. And you can't tell. It looks so natural. Well, maybe you can tell on some of. But in any case, there's a lot to it. It deserves a class. It deserves a lot more than a class. But I want to keep that in the forefront. And the reason is um, the marketing that we're doing at the team level right now, I would say probably in the last 4 months, I bet you 25% of what we're doing, the GIE team level marketing efforts, 25% of it is now impacted by AI. We're either asking AI to tell us what to do, give us the scripts, do something to the videos. I mean, I created 40 videos yesterday, 40 videos because of an AI search, AI query that we did. And I'm still not done. Okay. In that list I'm going to have Beverly give you, you can create a video, a short little 60-second video every day. Just take 60 seconds during your lunch break, create a short video using the 20 topics that Beverly's going to give you in the email tomorrow. Okay. And that'll give you some content that then go out to YouTube Shorts, Instagram, Facebook, right? You name it, and you can use it multiple ways. Put them on your website, email them to people, text them to people. Okay. In any case, so AI is going to be handled in a separate class. We just don't know exactly when yet. And I think that is it for the conference notes. If we managed to do that with time to spare, I thought that was going to take us well over an hour. So guys, like always, I'll stay on for another half hour and open this up to some Q&A. So I see some blank faces there. I know this was an awful lot, but unfortunately, that's the way the world is today. It's literally every day is a fire hose. So what I try to do is get you to focus on what's most important first, right? Primary activities, secondary activities, and then everything else would be third or fourth. So I'm going to show you something that it's going to really help you understand this. Okay, as soon as I get back there. Okay, back in the marketing tab. So I'm gonna notch it down a little bit here, slow it down a little bit. These two things right here, I want everybody to click on and download if you haven't already. I'm going to show you the second one first. Second one, it's a step-by-step guide. What it actually is it's a marketing sequence document. It shows you at what levels the marketing activities you should be engaged in. And look at this right here. Number one, level one, number one is your database in bold letters with periods in between the words for emphasis. This is your gold. And you should treat it that way, right? That's what we talked about at the beginning of class tonight. Absolutely A1 without a doubt. Number one, if you haven't done it, and I know some agents like me who didn't do this at first, and 3 years in, I'm thinking, man, I should have listened to John and did this first, because then I had a big mess on my hands. 3 years later, I had spreadsheets and notes and just a mess. And I wasn't keeping up with people because I didn't have anything to keep up with. This is going to make your life so much easier. It's going to take effort at first, but if you do this, it's going to pay off. So that's number one, your database, right? Number two is your first marketing campaign. With rare exception, I always recommend everybody create a booklet for yourself because it's a way for you to brand yourself, okay? Create your model, your brand. And there's so many tools out there now, you can make it look extremely pretty. Mine's just a simple template to follow, and it's probably the ugliest thing I've ever seen, but it's a template to follow, and there's 4 other examples in the booklet campaign. So you want to do a booklet, you want to get a letter going, right? This is for you to get listings. That's what the letter does, right? And everything else, email marketing next Monday. Liz Hester is going to talk about email marketing. She's very good at it. I mean, when I met her, we were not doing email marketing in our business. This is back way before. This was, I think, even before I started traveling around teaching. And she helped us with her email. Now we have, when Beverly does email campaigns, they're top of line. It's amazing. So she's going to talk about that next Monday. Make sure you're there. Print media, we actually don't really do that anymore. You can, and there's people that do it, and it does work. Like, by the way, I put Craigslist. Kijiji is for Canadian folks, but Craigslist is in there, and people still use it, right? And you can still use it too, but not the actual newspapers. We don't use newspapers anymore. If you do use print, I would suggest use local, like green sheets and penny savers. It's a lot less expensive, and you get a lot more bang for your buck. And Facebook marketing, by the way, Facebook Market Center. In any case, that's level 1. Level 2, a little bit more advanced, mostly social media related. Okay. Level 3 is this is you're doing, workshops and things like that, podcasts and blogs, joint ventures and partnerships. And level 4, this is where you're doing bus tours, you're getting on local TV and radio. Excuse me. And you turn a local workshop into a, like what I call a club, an investor club, or like a what's the well, there's RIA, there's Acre, but also network business, and BNI, Business Network International. You can start your own BNI group. I have somebody looking at that now, but this is advanced. The way we are at the market today, you got to go back to level 1. You got to go back to the fundamentals, just like in karate. Okay. By the way, who here, show of hands, has ever taken karate, taekwondo, kung fu? Just wave or type in the chat box. Okay. And I did karate. My son did taekwondo. He ended up going way past me. He was like a 3-degree black belt by the time he got out of high school. I never forget when he was like 10 years old and could break a board. But the bottom line is, in karate, we call it a kata. That's the routine that you practice. What routine do the black belts practice? The same kata, same exact kata. Black belts practice the same kata. They just have 10,000 times. Yep. So it's the same thing here. Whenever you're in doubt, go back to the fundamentals, go back to the basics. So let me go back to the other download, which is one we went over last week. And hang on one second, and I will get that for you. It's the client and marketing graphics. Okay. So this gives you a graphic depiction, the representation of your prospects, inner circle. It's a centrifugal circle, 3 circles, one inside the other. Innermost circle is the people that you know the best. Middle circle is people you know, but they're not like your best friends, not your family. And circle 3 is everybody else. That's your spheres. Those are your spheres, your contacts. The second set of graphics is the marketing levels. Level 1 is the most direct, in-person, in-touch marketing, right? Phone calls and in-person conversations. Level 2 is direct, but it's not as personal. It's texting, emailing, things like that. Level 3 is even more removed, letters, flyers, booklets, things like that. Okay. And level 4 is pretty much everything else. So right now, I don't want to repeat myself, but what we determined last week is we want to use level 1 marketing, which is direct communication, with our level 1 prospects, right? Those most likely to want to help us succeed, or if you're lucky, better yet, buy and sell something themselves. Okay. So I'm going to get a drink of water and take a quick breath here. So I want you guys to think about what you're going to do starting tomorrow. Take 60 seconds and please go ahead and write that down. I want to see your pencils. I want to see your hands moving. So I know that you're writing. That'll show me who tomorrow's who's going to be next behind Anna that have 6 transactions to load up in the sky slope. Okay. Who wants to have 6 transactions? Like in the next 6 weeks. Who wants to have 5 transactions? Who wants to have 4 transactions? Who wants to have 3? Who wants to have 2 transactions? Who'd like to have 1 transaction? 1 transaction by the end of the week. All right. Do this. Do it for me, do it for yourself, and do it for your family. Write those goals down, like whatever that is. Or it's 1 or 5, 6, whatever it is for you, you write that down and get after it tomorrow. And the way you're going to get it is pick up the phone and start calling people. Okay. And if you're stuck, you're worried, you're not sure, whatever, please set up a call with me. This week is pretty full. People have been feeling my heat and they're setting up more calls. So if you haven't, set one up for next week. I'll look before class tonight. Only have 1 scheduled call next week. Okay. So set up a call for next week. For the new folks, of Mike Koppel, any of the new folks, Yvonne set up another, keep setting up the one-on-ones so we can get you up and running as quickly as possible and keep the momentum going. Right. Don't be shy. If you don't even know how to set up a strategy call, just say so. I mean, the Sugar gives you the links. Anybody here can give you the link. I can give you the link.
Okay,
In fact,
Gary, could you give me could you give me the link? Could you put it in the chat?
Yep. Let me first I'm gonna get it on my phone and I'm gonna email it to myself so I can then put it in the chat box. Let's
All right,
see.
thank you.
Trying to think
It's on the
who the
chat
last
box
person
now.
was I gave the link to. You already put it in the
Thank
chat
you.
box?
Yep.
Oh, thanks, Matt. Thanks, PF. So
Thank you.
Michael, hey Michael, check your spam folder. For some reason, it's the weirdest thing. Google's been getting really goofy. The emails that Sugar sends out, she copies me on. I've been finding them in my spam folder. And we have the same extension, REWGW. I don't know if it's just all the stuff that's happening in the world today that Google is just really cramping down. I just don't understand it. But Michael, if you still don't see it, let me know and we'll take care of it. She's probably, well, she might be working right now, actually. She's in the Philippines. But it's sugar@rewgw.com. That's her email. Yep. And also, Michael, copy that link that Pia put in there. That's my link for scheduling. Go ahead and use that to set up a call with me too. Okay. Yep. But yeah, Sugar will have she's usually pretty good, but it's it wouldn't be impossible for anybody to make a mistake or an error. But she'd be good. So it's possible. Yeah, so Michael, let me know if you don't see it still in spam, Sugar's email, and I'll make sure you may have to whitelist her email address, something like that. Because guys, here's what's happening. You can find some of these in your spam folder, but the servers themselves sometimes will block an email if they think it's particularly malicious. You won't even know that somebody ever sent you something. It won't even show up in your spam folder. They block it a layer in advance at the big server level. Okay. So it's crazy that they do that, and I've even whitelisted people and their emails still, my server still blocks them, So in any case, yeah, set up those calls, guys. The best thing you could ever do for yourself is reach out and ask for help. Use the workplace chat group. Let's see, somebody needed me to add them on there and I forget who that was. Oh, Eric, did you get the link the other day? The message from workplace?
Yep, I'm all in. And the other thing I'll add is the Indeed campaign is absolutely knocking it out of the park for me right now. So getting some really good candidates.
Good. Yeah. Line them up And remember, you can use me too to set up a 3-way call. If you need another time, like between 1 and 3 Eastern, just check with Beverly. She'll carve a time out for you. You can set up a call in that time too, you know?
Got 3 good quality candidates. One in California, one in Arizona, one actually 45 minutes from me in Connecticut, licensed in Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and Connecticut.
That's awesome. Well, we'll tell you what, guys, another thing that came out loud and clear at the conference, because of the low volume of activity, of transaction activity, and it's also partly seasonal, October, November, December are historically 3 of the biggest months when people think about moving. They're looking for something more. They, the things that agents want, they want leads, they want one-on-one coaching, and they want a fair split. So I'm pretty sure we do that on the team. Our really flow system, everybody gets their own account. You got no shortage of leads there. We and obviously we coach everybody one-on-one. You just have to take advantage of it. Keep setting up those calls, right? And then the fair split, I think we're the only team, and I've been told to not talk about this too much, but as far as I know, guys, we're the only team that does not have a permanent split. Our what we call a Group A split. It's typically 25%. If you're a veteran, sometimes it's 20%. It's still the same dollar amount, but that is not a permanent split. Once you hit it, you go to Group B. That's only 5%, and that's what you pay permanently. So, in fact, Dwayne Lee just hit 5% a few weeks back. Now he's 5% for as long as he's on the team. That's it. And you look at all the coaching, the leads, the marketing, everything. Nothing changes. It just allows us to maintain continuity amongst the team members and maintain relationships. We don't, I used to be on another person's team. I used to be on another broker's. I know what it's like when they keep dinging you forever, 50%, some of them. It's no fun once you know what you're doing to still pay 50%. That's why people leave. We don't have that problem because you're only paying us 5%. So use that when you're talking to people to let them know that this is unique. So in any case, back to the original thought, is right now is a really good time. I think there's of 120 people, it's about 25%. I've got, let's see, 30 people, 30 of you said you wanted to be involved with agent attraction. And right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's more than 16. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm missing a bunch. It's actually about 24 of you are actively involved with agent attraction. Guys, Rob Lane is out for the moment temporarily. But when he turned it on the first month, he brought in 3 people in the first month. I mean, Brittany's bringing people in. It's Brianna. Everybody's that's using this is working it. Juan's bringing people in. Karen. Let's see who else. There's Shastine. Ganu's bringing people in. Anna Galumian Anna's on tonight. Jean Kenshaw. Chris Simmons, Cindy Lukehart, DeAndre Modupe, she's hitting it out of the park too. Eric, Anita. Oh, Anita Davis just started. And last week, 2 people came in underneath her. 2 people. Anita Davis, guys, brand new. Never had done anything yet. She sold her own home and that's it. Right out of the gate. That's those are the results. So that's your long-term income. That's your passive income. That allows you to not have to have all the tenant headaches from rental properties and get passive income. Okay. It's I can't even tell you, it's that easy. And that's not a sales pitch. I mean, Eric will tell you, it's one of the easiest things you can do. And it helps you build up that long-term passive income. So in any case, tonight's class was really all about production, but Eric, I appreciate you bringing that up because it's primary in our structure now because of the way the market is. So, okay, I'm going to be quiet again. And oh, that's right. The GIA workplace page. This is it. If you're not on this page, you're on the team, but you're not on this page. You don't recognize it. Please look for a link. When I click on add people, actually Sugar normally does it. you'll get a message saying you've been invited to join this group. You just accept it, all right? But if you're not on here, and you can't get on, please let us know ASAP. And this is where we post everything. Our class schedule, our meeting schedule, our mastermind schedule. This is the recording of today's commercial mastermind. If you want to see what we're doing in the commercial world, right? Oops, looks like it's out there twice. Oh no, this is that's announcing the next one. So the next one's in 2 weeks on the 30th. This is the recording of today's meeting, commercial mastermind. Monday Night Live. That's November 27th. You guys are like this. You know how we talk about social media, and I always get questions, how do we know how to do that? What do we use? Ryan is going to go over all that. He's the guy on our team that takes everything content-wise and pumps it out to the social media sites. And Beverly, if you can do this, if you can have Paul give you a screenshot of our social media stats to show everybody what's been happening to the stats since we started this process. So guys, you're going to get to see what it's done for our marketing results, social media stats. We'll share that with you. Ryan's going to show you exactly what we do. Now you can just copy it. Everything we put out there is actually intended for you to copy and share on your own social media pages, okay? So that you can get more SEO and you don't have to create the content. We've already created it. So that's coming up. The next team mastermind is November 8th. In any case, all these things are out there. There's also a chat box, and I've got to do some catching up here. Charlottesville Regional. So I'm going to the Charlottesville Regional rally. There's 26 rallies around the country. First 2 weeks of November. I suggest you go, and if you can, it's like $39. That's all. But here's the GIA team chat. You can click on that. Okay. And people put posts out here that you guys can all see. So Giselle just put something out there. Thanks, Giselle, by the way. And Mike McGran brought this to our attention a few days ago that there are now new loan programs out there for 2 to 4 unit owner occupied properties with a 5% loan. How about them apples? So think of all of your buyers that are afraid they can't afford a property. Show them this, because when they buy a multi-unit property, 4 units or less, and they live in one of the units, Fannie Mae will count the additional income coming in from the other rentals in the loan qualification, the loan approval process, and they get a 5% mortgage, which is better than prevailing rates right now. If I was you, actually, I would do this, guys. Do a simple email campaign where you put this out there. Take this post. Michael put one out the other day, or put this one out from Giselle to your clients who may be looking to buy a home, particularly the first-time home buyers. Present this as an alternative to buying a single-family home. Say, have you ever considered buying a duplex, living in one unit and renting out the other one? Or better yet, buy a fourplex and rent out the other 3 units. They could probably live and have their mortgage paid for them by the other 3 rents. Okay, do that. Stay in there for 3 years, right? I think 2 years is minimum or something probably, but it gives them something they can leverage against later on to buy the own home they want, and then keep the 4 units rented out for positive cash flow. That's a good marketing campaign. Okay. Okay. Is anybody's head besides mine getting ready to explode with too much stuff? Yeah. I think I said I'm going to be quiet at least 3 times though. Trevor White,
It's
bail
just-
me out.
it's-
What can I do to
I have a question.
yeah, go ahead.
That rental income counted, is it the same as it always has been? 75% vacancy rate?
Well, they will account 75% of the rent income. That's what they'll count typically, and that's historically been what the lenders have done. But I would actually talk to your local lender. Prime Lending is who Mike McGran uses, and ask them if they can give you the parameters on this new opportunity. I think it's one of the best things I've seen in a long, long time. And
Yeah,
by
it's
the
good.
way, yeah, go ahead.
You're gonna have to find those multi-level, those multi-units.
multifamily. You know what
Yeah.
the best way to find them is? Go to Really Flow and go to the, hang on a second.
Yeah, I sold them I sold 2 of them last year, 2 duplexes,
Oh, good.
2
So here's
years
what
ago.
you do. First, guys, do a campaign to get your buyers lined up who may be interested in doing what we just described, which is buy a 2, 3, or 4 unit building where they can live and rent out the other units. Get them excited about it and committed to doing it, okay? Then what you do, then you go find the owners of the properties. Okay? And tell them, oops, tell them you've got ready-made buyers who are pre-approved to buy their 4 unit building or the 3-plex or their duplex, okay? And then when you find them, so you go into Really Flow, go into Property Leads, okay? Delete all these other categories, leave multi-unit checked. And remember to always scroll down to uncheck the other box. So now you're only looking for multifamily. Leave ownership types alone. And let's just do, let's do Hampton, Virginia. Okay. And let's see how many of these guys we come up with. Okay, we don't want to do that right now. So Hampton, Virginia is near where Dutch is stomping grounds are. Not too far away, anyways. There's 276 multifamilies in Hampton, Virginia. I would get them skip traced and get their phone numbers and emails and get their physical mailing addresses. And I would do a campaign to let them know that you've got 3 pre-approved buyers who want to buy a 2, 3, or 4 unit building. Right? And if you really want to take it a step further, I would make them an unsolicited offer. Because when times get really tight, that's how we unearth the listings. We would send them not just a letter of intent, I'm talking a full-blown written offer from a buyer who you've already vetted, they've pre-approved and everything. They do want to buy a 4-plex or a 3-plex or a 2-plex. Send them an offer, signed and everything with a copy of the hand money check, right? I guarantee you will get phone calls if you send enough of those. That's how you get the people to start selling. You've got to give them a reason to think about selling, and a full-blown offer, unsolicited, is one of the best ways to do it. So, okay, I think that's enough for one night. I don't, if I was you, I don't know how I could possibly take notes on all that or keep it all done. What I want you to do is
Hey, Gary.
focus on, yes, sir.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that because you had a guy on a while back. I forget his name. He's the land dude, the guy that does the vacant land.
Yep.
And he said that's what he did. He said he just started sending out signed purchase agreements.
Yep.
You know, and he started getting them accepted. It was crazy. I'd never heard that before. When I heard that, I thought that's just unreal. And he's like, yeah, I write them up for what I want to pay for them. And I know that most people won't even look at it, but then I started getting signed purchase agreements back. That was so cool. But that's exactly what you're talking about here.
Yep.
Can I
That's
ask a question? His oh, never mind. That was another place. I'm sorry.
That's all right, Dutch.
Where would I find that land seller guy? Where is that seminar? Do you remember when that was? What month that was?
Well, he actually did a podcast with us first, and then I had him teach class, and it would have been earlier this year. I'm pretty sure the class was earlier in the 2023, and the podcast would have been late 2022. But what you can do, Dutch, is go back to the website, okay? And then you can search the go back here. There we go. If you click on video,
A guy did one a month ago
you
on
click on the
Inner
weekly.
Circle.
So I think this is loading. Hopefully it's, yep, it's spinning. When here is all the recordings going back, I believe, 7 years. Yeah, 361, that's 7 years of recordings. But you can scroll down and look for anything that says land, okay? And on the podcast, you can do the same thing. You can go to the podcast page, which is a different area, but you can also search in the search box here and type in buying land. Okay.
I'll find it. I'll go in there and find it.
Yep.
Continue on with something more important than that. I can find that.
Yep. And in any case, there you'll find entries there too, but you're very welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, hey guys, let's do a quick recap because I know I just gave you a ton, but the key is your database has got to be number one. The sooner you make that number one, the sooner you're going to start using the automated campaigns, which is going to make your life a lot easier. So it's that little bit of, upfront pain gives you long-term gain. Lisa's doing it, right? Ann is doing it. And they're getting results. So in any case, and the second thing is to reach out to them. The people that are your number one people, your friends, family, and neighbors, is call them at a minimum, set them up on an automated campaign, and then call them. But the longer you wait to talk to them, the longer it's going to take to get transactions. If you really want that transaction now, you got to take that number one action with your number one prospects now. That's just the name of the game. And those are the first two things. I don't want to go into anything else at this point, because if you do that, you're probably going to get some transactions. Say it's your database, automated campaigns, phone calling.
Hey, Gary,
Yes, ma'am.
would it be feasible to do a business Facebook or just a regular Facebook?
Well, we do recommend you have to have a personal Facebook page in order to have a business page. So at a minimum, you should have a personal page, but on your business page is where you do most of the business type stuff. Okay.
Okay.
Now I kind of take a little extra step further. In the last couple of months, I had Ryan take everything that we were posting on the business page, like the listings, when an agent got a listing, when an agent had a sale, when an agent, somebody joined the team, celebrating birthdays, we will put those also on my personal page, right? Because there are a lot of people, 5,000 people there, and a lot of them are either investors or agents. And guess what? We started getting people going to our website, filling out the form to have a phone call with me. Okay. So I would use it all. I mean, right now we're when the market's like this, we hit the ground running in the morning and we swing the bat all day long. You'll get used to it. It's not hard. It's just getting in the habit of being a really serious action taker. The great, I always love that African parable of the lion and the gazelle, right? Every morning that the lion wakes up, it says, man, if I want to eat, I've got to catch those gazelles because those gazelles are pretty fast, right? And every morning the gazelle wakes up and says, man, that lion looks hungry. I better run fast in order to stay alive. Whether you're a lion or a gazelle, either way, when you wake up in the morning, you got to hit the ground running. Okay. That's just it. Really successful people are usually pretty good action takers. They just discipline themselves to make every moment count. You're going to have time to rest. Absolutely. I'm going to go rest here in a few minutes. I promise you. But make that your reward. Throughout the day, give yourself some intervals to catch your breath, but make sure those moments count. Okay. So nothing will make me happier than seeing you guys finishing out the year on a high note. Great time to attract people. One of the best things you can do to attract people is to be productive and successful yourself. So, okay. Any final thoughts or questions, guys? Anybody who liked this class? Do you guys like this class? Okay, good. Well, Liz is more polished than I am. She used to be a minister, by the way. I think either Methodist or Presbyterian. I can't remember. She's very, she's much better with her speech than I am. I just tend to, my heart just comes out and I just go, but she's very organized. I think you're going to really enjoy next week's class. You should get a lot out of it. That you can use to automate email campaigns, which you can do on KV Core. Okay. Well, listen, you guys have a good night. Take care of yourselves and your families. If you're a praying person, or even if you're not a praying person, please say a prayer for peace for the Middle East. And if you're not a believer, then just ask the universe to shine a light of peace on the Middle East, because we sure could use it, right? The world needs it, and there's power in that. There's power in prayer. I'm telling you, the more people that get together and do that, it's no guarantees in life, but let's face it, it doesn't hurt. Nobody ever went to the emergency room by over praying. So just do it. The power, it's just amazing some of the things I've seen. And right now, guys, I'm not a warrior, but I really think we need to pray. So do that, and I will see you on your one-on-ones. And I'll see you on next Monday Night Live. And we'll keep moving this ball down the field. Sound good?
Thank you, Gary.
You're welcome. You guys have a good night.
Good night.
Make sure you
Thank you.
call somebody and tell them how much you love them.
Thank you for watching this episode of Monday Night Live. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and go to realestatewithgarywilson.com to join our community and start building wealth today.